Most people think they're lost. They think something is broken inside them, that they've missed their path, that they've failed. But you're not lost. You're just repeating, stuck in a loop that looks like life, but isn't. And once you see it, everything begins to change. You wake up, and it's like you've already lived this day before. Not because of routine, but because of something deeper. A weight that doesn't lift. A dullness beneath everything. A pattern that feels invisible, but ever present. You go through the motions, eat, speak, scroll, smile. But something inside you is still searching, and you can't explain it. It's not that your life is falling apart. It's that something feels off. Like you're living in a story that doesn't belong to you. Like your soul has been reduced to autopilot. You feel disconnected from your own momentum. Every idea feels like something you've already thought. Every emotion rehearsed. Every plan heavy before it even begins. You tell yourself, I just need to get motivated. You tell yourself, I just need to try harder. But deep down, you know it's something else. Not laziness, not a lack of drive, something else. You're circling, looping, repeating. Not in your external world, but in your inner reality. Your thoughts have become a cycle. Your emotions have become echoes. Your decisions, reruns of old fears dressed up as logic. And slowly, something starts to whisper in the back of your mind. Maybe I missed my path. Maybe I'm broken. Maybe this numbness is who I am now. You look back and see unfinished beginnings. You look forward and see fog. And in the present moment, you feel stuck. Paralyzed by the possibility that nothing will change, no matter what you do. So you distract yourself with noise, with tasks, with endless scrolling, with dreams you don't believe in. But even distraction loses its edge, because eventually the ache returns, quiet, persistent, existential, and that's when the doubt creeps in. What if I'm just lost? But here's the truth no one ever told you. You're not lost. You're just repeating. This isn't a failure of direction. It's a failure of awareness. You're not off course. You're asleep at the wheel. You're not broken. You're looping through an old identity that never belonged to you. Because somewhere along the way, you learned how to survive. How to protect yourself, how to play small, how to stay safe inside familiar emotions, even when they hurt. Your brain memorized those patterns. Your body adapted, and now even your suffering feels like home. But pain is not the problem. The loop is, because when you suffer unconsciously, you forget that the pattern has a beginning, and if it has a beginning, it can end. What you're feeling is not chaos, it's repetition, an emotional algorithm set to replay every time you feel uncertain, exposed, or unworthy. But now, you're starting to see it, and that's the first crack in the illusion. Because once you recognize the loop, you begin to realize something sacred. You don't need to be fixed. You need to wake up. The ancient mystics, the philosophers, even modern psychology, they all say the same thing. The self is a story, and most people are living a story they didn't even write. Your thoughts aren't new. They're rehearsed. Your feelings aren't random. They're memorized. Your reactions aren't choices, they're habits. Installed, repeated, reinforced. You are living inside a pattern, not because you're weak, but because your brain is designed for survival, not freedom. And survival loves the familiar. It doesn't ask if something is good. It only asks if it's known. And the moment something feels known, your nervous system calls it safe. Even if it's chaos, even if it's pain. So you return to it, not because you want to, but because your body is loyal to the past. This is what the ancient Hermeticists called the loop of becoming, a cycle of unconscious identity, where the soul forgets itself and plays the same role again and again, lifetime after lifetime, or year after year, in the same body. Different faces, same fear, different stories, same ending. You keep thinking it's your life that's broken, but it's your attachment to who you've been that's holding you there. You're not broken. You're entangled, tied to an outdated version of you that no longer fits, but still feels familiar. What you call being lost is actually the ego panicking as the soul begins to wake up, because awakening feels like dying, but only to the part of you that was never real. And when that part starts to fade, the mind screams for order. The loop demands to be obeyed, but you're starting to see through it. And that vision is the first act of liberation. To escape the loop, you don't need to figure everything out. You don't need to run. You don't need to rebuild your life from scratch. You just need to stop walking in circles. The first step is the most powerful. Awareness. Watch the loop. Observe the thoughts that rise the moment you feel discomfort. The story that says, "I can't." The emotion that follows, "What's the point?" The action that repeats. The silence. The retreat. The numbing. Don't fight it. Just see it. See the mechanism at work, because the moment you see the loop, you are no longer fully inside it. You have created space dash, a gap between the old reaction and the new possibility. Breathe into that space. Sit with it. Feel the discomfort without running. Feel the fear without obeying it. This is the practice of remembering. And in that moment of presence, you do something extraordinary. You interrupt the program. And that's how you begin to rewire your life. Not with grand declarations, but with micro movements. Small acts of rebellion against the loop. You feel unworthy, but you speak anyway. You feel tired, but you move your body. You feel afraid, but you stay. These are not small victories. They are revolutions. Each one sends a signal to the body. We are no longer who we were. And the body listens. Neurons fire differently. Emotion shifts. A new pattern begins. This is the work. Not dramatic, not instant, but real. Eventually, something begins to shift. Not outside, but within. You begin to feel moments of stillness that weren't there before. Glimmers of clarity, a sense that something deeper is moving through you now. Not the loop, but the self beneath it. And you realize you were never lost. You were asleep, and the ache wasn't failure. It was your soul trying to speak. You start remembering that you're not here to repeat. You're here to transcend. You are not the thoughts you rehearse. You are the awareness watching them. You are not the emotion you fear. You are the presence holding it. You are not your past. You are the one who can let it go. And in that remembering, you stop being a reaction, and you become a response, a conscious force, a being in motion, guided not by programming, but by presence. This is what it means to come home to yourself. You're not lost. You're just repeating. But now, you can choose to step off the path you never meant to walk. Let it fall away, let it dissolve, and return to who you were before the loop began. Arcane praxis, wisdom for the ones who see deeper.